Man, I remember where I was in this video. I think I used to wear a Band-Aid on the side of my face, too. I never know what it meant, if it was gangster or not.
Gosh. I thought you had a cut. Did you get hit, baby?
Yeah. I figured it'd build my street
know.
cred or something like that. Got hit with a pellet gun.
I tried it one day. It didn't work out so well for me.
Well, I played this video, you know. What does it take to be number one, baby? The Olympic edition. You know, the Americans are doing great. You know what I'm saying? So, again, welcome back to the Flagrant 2.
Amen.
I'm Keenan.
And I'm Willie.
And you know what? We may not be right, but we ain't wrong, baby.
That's right.
We're doing it again. Third podcast, baby.
Oh,
Episode 3. You know?
Yes.
Just bringing it to you, bringing the news, bringing the sports, bringing the pop culture. That's what we do.
A little bit of everything.
So, you know, we got a few topics today. Again, like I said, you know, the season ain't really popping off. Nothing really juicy. So, you know, we put together some things for you to try to keep it entertaining and let you know what's going on in the sports world. And right now, man, the Olympics looks like
number one.
Things are popping off. Things are popping off. You asked me something the other day, man, that had me thinking.
I mean, just coming fresh off of Usain Bolt winning his third Olympic gold in a row in the 100-meter dash.
He got to be juicing.
And he made it so easy.
So
that you can't be saying that.
I mean, come on.
You want to get us cut off? We would never host a podcast again.
Okay.
You can't say that.
Okay, do they detect for cheetah blood?
I don't know.
Because I've been looking somewhere. He had to be raised by wolves. Something.
He makes it look so easy. That's the crazy. Did you see the photo of him in the semifinals where he turned to the side to see if somebody was there? And I swear he seen the camera and was just smiling right at the camera. The dude is amazing.
I don't understand.
The dude is amazing.
I don't understand. What is he, 29, 28,
Yeah,
29?
he's gonna be. He turns 30 during the Olympics. I think that's what they said. So
I
mean,
who's the biggest? Who's the biggest? Are you the Phelps?
My question is that I think that both of them are on top of Mount Olympus. They're number one when it comes to the Olympics.
Who's more known? Who's more popular?
I think they both are. I mean, I don't know. Swimming? I don't know. Michael Phelps, you know who Michael Phelps is. How much swimming have you watched?
I know who Usain Bolt is.
Absolutely. But I'm saying, like, I think they're both equally as popular. I like them, like, even their net worth the other day was like, they had the same exact net worth, which is kind of amazing to me. I don't understand.
See,
I don't know how much that makes sense.
See, it's a little different. It's a little different in the black community.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I feel like this generation, there's a lot of swimmers. But me coming up, I can honestly tell you this. I don't remember my mom taking me to a pool. Yeah. Well, she couldn't swim. My mom to this day cannot. I'm sorry, Mom, for throwing you out there. But she could not. She cannot swim.
Man, that is.
She can barely take a pill or something. You know what I mean? Without thinking, she got to chop it up in pieces.
I'm sorry, Keith. I didn't mean to laugh at that. I'm sorry.
But I'm just saying, like, the culture of my generation, I would say, just my parents, of our culture, they didn't swim, man. I don't know. I mean,
you think it was because it took so long and they never got lessons and then they just decided not to do? Or
no,
I mean, what is it? I mean,
I actually read a thing about how pools for our culture, the black community, there's a lot of segregation.
Yeah,
in pools. Okay. And you know,
and they probably didn't make
right. And at that time, it was segregated. They didn't make pools, and it was just one of those things that wasn't hugely.
That wasn't a necessity. That was something you needed to do.
But running, because you think we had Carl Lewis, we had a lot of people to follow. So everybody runs.
Absolutely.
You can't tell them everybody runs. There's not a kid on the planet that has legs that hasn't raced someone.
Well, maybe like the girl Simone Manuel. Maybe she'll change some things.
You know, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that. But there was one thing I thought about that too, about that as far as our black women swimming. I don't know if they make a waterproof weave.
I'm not laughing at that.
I'm just.
You give me.
Well, excuse me. And I
you were trying to get us kicked off, man.
And I don't just.
You were trying to get us kicked off.
Let me correct myself. I don't just mean a weave. Our women take pride in their hair.
Absolutely.
And it's not something you can really get wet.
Hey, that's why they got swimming caps.
Yeah.
You just have to make a new one. Maybe that's what we need to do.
Shark Tank.
$1 million idea. Let's do it.
Shark Tank.
Let's do it.
Hey, this might be our last podcast. You know what I'm saying? Anybody want to invest in our new hairdo?
Okay. You steal it from us. I'm trademarking it. I already trademarked it. You hear it here first. What's the date? The 16th? August 16th?
But all in all,
we're getting off some subject.
Usain Bolt, man.
Yeah. I would, my thing is like, not only, they're the top Olympians of all time. I don't think there's any question in that at all. Is there? There's not, no.
Like, I mean, it's like
what they have done is
for that sport.
Usain Bolt has won 300-meter dashes in a row. He's working on his 200, and he's better at the 200 than he is at the 100. So I mean, there's no question that and Michael Phelps, his record speaks for himself. I mean, so my question to you, my main question to you was, how do they stack up against other global icon athletes? Somebody like a LeBron James or a Michael Jordan or somebody like even you wouldn't say like Derek Jeter's kind of like a global icon.
If you know how a lot of times they put a lot of greats on a poster.
Yeah.
I believe they would be on a poster, but if you started off with great athletes of all time, I mean, they would be. I think they would be further down the line.
So they're like number 2 or a 1A or 1B maybe.
I would say top 10
of all time.
Of all time.
Okay. But still, that's a good.
If we're talking about sports, just general.
Yeah, exactly. And I the one thing I have to say is I think that Usain Bolt is more. I think he's more global than Michael Phelps.
You know you fast when Carl Lewis says start throwing shade on you, talking about how do you run faster than next, and then start talking about he's juicing.
Yeah.
I kind of look at it. This is how that. But this is. I feel like Carl, you got a right to hate a little bit because here's what happened. Yeah. Carl go out there and beat everybody, and he can't do this or that.
And plus, think about it. He was also in the Olympics with like Ben Johnson when Ben Johnson was juicing. I mean, he ran against some guys that were caught juicing. Yeah, that's true too.
So
that's true too. And he's one of the
Carl,
guys.
I love you, man. I was inspired.
It's allegedly.
But I mean, Usain Bolt, man, he is really he's truly Zeus. I put him ahead of Phelps.
The hard thing is like if they had the Olympics every year, they would they may be able to eclipse like the most popular athlete of all time. Yes. Like soccer. Soccer's the world's biggest sport. People like Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo, they get to play every year. Yeah, but I mean, do you know who they are?
I do.
That's the thing. Like they play every year. They're in the limelight a lot. If it's not the Olympics, you don't hear about Michael Phelps.
Until Lil Wayne is out there kicking a soccer ball, I don't really pay attention yet.
Yeah. So so you say top 10.
Top 10.
I'll say top 5. I don't know about Michael Phelps. I think Usain Bolt is probably top 5 athlete of all time, like just global. Just athlete.
Yeah.
I mean, dude. Because
they're both world champions and Olympic champions.
The thing is like that. I've watched quite a bit of the Olympics this year, especially like track and field, and I have seen that the Olympic stadium that they have down there, when just on any average event, there's nobody there.
Right.
Usain Bolt comes in, that place is packed. I mean, it's so funny. Usain Bolt will be sitting at the starting line. And he'll just look up and go like this, and people will just go crazy. Like he is a phenomenon.
I feel like, does this make sense to say? I feel like Usain Bolt is less feared. My point is, if I seen him, I'd be like, let's race. But if I seen Phelps, I wouldn't get in the pool.
Yeah.
He make me look really bad.
Yeah, but I think Usain Bolt would make you look really bad.
Oh no, I'm quick.
This is the one great thing I heard today. It was one of the guys I know. He's a Budweiser rep, and he was telling me that he says that we think. I'm trying to give a shout out. I'm not taking this for myself, but I'm saying that he says that everything the Olympics do, they should just put an average person out there to see how they do against everybody else. So you can see what kind. Because the stuff that they do is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it is stuff that like.
Oh, yeah.
The problem is it's like golf. They make it look easy on TV.
Yeah.
You look at it on TV, that stuff. You're like, I could go out there and run that.
I mean, the way they run it looks like a horse race.
Especially Usain Bolt. He makes it look so easy, and he's just like I said. That picture of him when you see the guy over there fighting for his life behind him, trying to make it to the finals, and Usain Bolt's looking over there like, hey, before the race is even finished.
I mean, Usain is a man.
Who would you put in front of him? Who would you put in front of him?
As far as athletes?
Top 5 athletes of all time.
In front of Usain?
Yeah, who would you put?
LeBron.
I think you see him more.
I think LeBron is just as known.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
he
probably so. And that's what I said about the Olympics. The Olympics are only played every 4 years. So
LeBron ain't even playing in the Olympics, and I still see him all over the news.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, come on now. You know me.
I do know you.
But, you know, I mean, you got LeBron. Who else? Michael Jordan, of course. Those are two givens, but who else would you put in front of him? That's global icons. That's somebody that, I mean, if Usain Bolt...
Floyd Mayweather.
No, I don't think he's global.
You don't think he's global?
I think he's global, but I don't think to that extent. I think I think that he's been able to market himself so well and so precise that you know,
Muhammad Ali.
Okay, there's one. I mean, so you got 3 that are in front of him.
George Foreman?
No, I don't think so. I think Foreman Grills helped him.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, he's
man.
His moves, I mean, yeah. But, I mean,
man, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
athlete.
My thing is
like, you know, everybody knows Carl Lewis and what they went through. The tennis sisters, Venus and Serena.
I think Venus would have to be one.
Yeah.
Venus, I mean, Venus would have to be, wouldn't she?
Of course.
I mean, she's you ain't seen domination like that through a sport. Then.
Federer.
Tiger Woods. Yeah, Tiger Woods. I mean, at the time when he was dominating, but you think you put him in front of Usain? That's tough.
That's tough because I don't know what they watch in Jamaica Queens. They watching Tiger?
No, they showed pictures of like him getting ready to race, and the whole country just shut down. They were just waiting. And another thing I seen the other day was when Michael Phelps was swimming. I can't remember if it was like his 4x100 meter, the freestyle, or if it was his last individual race. The Baltimore Ravens, they were playing a preseason game on Saturday, and they stopped the game because, you know, Michael Phelps is from Baltimore. Yeah. They stopped the game.
They call him the Baltimore Bullet.
Yeah,
or
so
that.
they stopped the game so they could watch him race his final race. Like, how amazing is that? You don't do that for anybody.
True.
You don't do that for. I mean, that. Granted, like I said, and I think that's what makes him a little more special is because of the Olympics. You know, in the World Championships, nobody cares.
I want to know what that's like, man. I walked into an assembly and everybody clapped at my school. And that felt amazing.
Hey, well, think about this. Like think about another great thing I noticed about Michael Phelps is, you know, the other day he swam and he got second, and people were still like, you know, like that was a shock to their system that they did. Like they expect him to win.
Yeah.
You know, you don't when Usain Bolt, Michael Phelps, they get in their respective. It's like Michael Jordan. You expect them to win.
Hey, they have that expectation.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
so to kind of
wrap
it up. Yeah. Do you think that they're both done, like they say? 4 years. So Usain will be what, 33? Phelps will be, what is he, 34, 35?
The one thing I've seen, like there was a guy from America that was 36, and he won a gold individual. I think it was an individual gold medal in the 50 freestyle. So and the way Michael Phelps swam this year, he was better than everybody else. But he's got a new family, and you know, I seen the other day where Usain Bolt's mom was just saying like, "Hey, I hope he settles down. I hope he has a wife, gets married and has kids."
I don't know,
you know,
man.
so that'll change you.
I would love to see a 33-year-old dominate like that, but at the same time,
you don't want
I hate to see him deteriorate in front of people too.
I think Michael Phelps can come back, and he can still be super competitive. But the thing is like,
Addie's still in
here. Yeah. The thing is, sprinters don't last that long. When was the last time we had back-to-back sprinters that won the 100? Let alone the 100 and 200.
Hey, but at the same time, these ain't humans either.
Yeah.
You got the fish, the human fish, and the lightning bolt, man. Like
me, personally, I'm being selfish. I would like both of them to come back. Because, think about it, like, growing up through my prime the last, 12 years, or not 12, 8 years? So you got 8 years. I've been able to watch both of them dominate the Olympics. And that's made it much more interesting. So even if they come back and they're a shell of themselves, I will still be both of them their number one fan. I love them both. So that's all I have to say. I really do.
That works. But Michael Phelps, 30 has a really nice ring to it.
Yeah.
So to see all those.
Think about that.
Yeah, to see all those goals. So, I wish them the best. Cool. I hope it works out. They make it really interesting, and we'll see what happens when it comes on out.
Yeah.
All right, partner. What's next? What we got going on next?
I got a couple little snippets that I was wanting to talk about. I kind of wanted to talk about just taking it as an NFL take. Like a big fan of the NFL. Season's coming soon. I seen the other day where Trey Wingo posted that the Tennessee Titans came out and let their fans pick the first two plays.
Yeah.
The first two plays, one of them went for 19-yard run, and the other one went for a 32-yard pass, and then the next three plays that the coaches called went for 5 yards. What do you think about that?
I don't know. It's like playing Madden live. Wouldn't that be? That would be awesome.
Yeah, it would be.
You know what I mean? Put it on coach mode. That's kind of how it went down. I think that's cool. That's cool. I mean, parking's $30 and the tickets are $60. I can at least call one play.
I just think it looks. I'm glad it wasn't the Chiefs. You don't want to be that. You don't want to be that organization.
They're reaching.
You don't want to be that organization.
There's nothing wrong with giving back to the fans.
No.
What are you losing in it? What are you losing?
I think it's a bonus, but at the same time, me being, I'm a Chiefs fan. We haven't won jack in a long time. I'm ready. And we're on the precipice of being a decent team. I don't want to be messing around like that. I feel like the Titans, they don't have much to lose.
I don't want to break his heart, but I don't know if you heard, Jamal Charles did have to leave training camp early. Breaking news.
Yeah, but he just today was his first day back at practice. They pulled him off the pup to let him practice. So
it's mandatory that you play, sir.
Hey man, did you see that? Did you see what happened last year with Sharkandrick West and
But here's the thing.
I think we are okay. Spencer Ware.
Here's a little quick thing I want to ask you. Can Andy Reid take us to the promised land?
Yeah, I think he can. I don't know.
He's done it once.
He got him to the Super Bowl, and that team was so good. He had Donovan McNabb. He had Terrell. I think if Terrell, and you remember Terrell Owens came off of that broken foot and just beasted.
I do.
See,
but I don't know, man. I don't know if Andy Reid is the guy.
I think the Chiefs are best suited to be that sneaky team that nobody talks about, that nobody sits there and is like looks at them on their schedule and is like, that's a 50-50 game. I think that's best suited for the Chiefs. Because you get people thinking that the Chiefs are too good. That's when the Chiefs fall in their face. I've been a Chiefs fan my entire life, and that's what they do. Once you have expectations for them, they fall on their face. It's like last year playing against New England. I
feel like it's a coaching thing, man. I don't. Now, trust me. I feel like Andy Reid, the time, terrible.
Yeah, his time management.
I feel like Andy Reid like this.
Absolutely.
I think of it like this. Andy Reid is that really, really nice car that has a check engine light on.
Yeah, he could turn things around.
So, it'll take you around town, but you ain't going out of town with it on.
You got to be,
Just saying.
Every time you get on the interstate, it's a little risky,
Yeah, he makes good decisions as far as personnel, but as far as playoffs,
hey,
we did good last year. I don't want to. He created something last year, was great, But it's just like, there were some things in the end. What did you tell me in basketball? You know, I have these moves. You always say, you was like, that was $100 start, but a $2 finish.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing that concerns me about some things, you know. But, you know, we'll see. We'll get it together. We got Jamal Charles back this year.
It depends on, like, Justin Houston's hurt. You know, like, injuries, number one factor in the NFL is injuries. You know, that's the way it always happens. Right. The team that's the most healthy and that's got a little bit of rhythm. How do you think the Giants won 2 Super Bowls? You know,
I mean,
it's the NFL. But that's the great thing about the NFL, man. I mean, you don't know. Yeah. You don't know from week to week.
Speaking of the NFL, just to kind of segue to an NFL issue, I've been hearing this whole time about this Algeria report. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's got, who is it, Clay Thompson?
No,
Clay Matthews.
Clay Matthews.
I said Thompson. Golden State, baby, I'm ready for y'all to play.
Watching the Olympics.
Julius Peppers.
Yep. You know, Mike Neal. And then the other person was
James Harris.
James Harrison.
Here's the thing, though. Everybody sounds like a Pro Bowler. It's like, you ever seen Sesame Street? One of these things don't go with the other.
Yeah.
Who's Mike Neal?
He was.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Was he with the Chicago Bears last year?
I don't know.
I think he was a Pro Bowler. You put me on the spot, but I'm pretty sure he was a Pro Bowler.
I don't know who he is, but can I tell you a little? Do I got time to tell a little story?
I gotta look up Mike Neal.
All right,
I gotta look up Mike Neal.
But I do got time to tell a story.
Yeah.
Okay,
quick one.
All right,
I know your stories.
So check this out, man. I had my first experience being exposed to a substance that I won't really say, but you inhale it and smoke comes out your mouth and you feel loopy afterwards. So I was at school. We were behind the school by the stadium. And I did not take part in, but later on, I guess somebody seen me and a group of guys that I knew back there. And they told the principal or whoever it was that was the disciplinary at the time, told them that they didn't see me doing anything, but they seen other kids back there. Mm-hmm. So since they knew who I was, they brought me into the office.
Yeah.
And they were like, who are the kids you were with? And so it was just like, time out. The person that told you that seen us said, I didn't take part in the festivities. So why are you in here, bothering me? Mm-hmm. But the thing was, they were saying, I knew. So if I don't tell them who was out there, I was going to get suspended.
Yeah, you got to take the ball.
So here was my conundrum. My conundrum was this. I got to worry about my mama. And then two, there's kind of a street law. You don't tell, Make a long story short, I did not tell, but I did get suspended. My mom did handle her business. I never got suspended again or seen them kids again. But it makes me think about this whole Al Jazeera report. So Peyton Manning did go in to talk to Goodell or whomever.
He's retired.
Was the arbitrary. And so he was good. They let him go. Mm-hmm. And now they're saying to these other players, you have, 10 days?
Yep, 25th.
Come in to talk to us, or we're going to suspend you. Mm-hmm. I see this two ways, but I'm going to ask you first what you think about it.
I think it is... I think there's a couple things that are really astonishing to me. Is that when I read the first report, it seemed like the NFL was bullying. Like, hey, this is the way it's going down. And the one thing that really bothered me is that they were sitting there talking like that, but at the same time, they just washed Peyton. Like, you heard, it was one day Peyton Manning was expunged from that Al Jazeera report, and you didn't hear about it again. They said he was cooperative, boom, expunged, nothing, they did, and granted, he's retired, what are you going to do with him? But at the same time, it's like, if the same dude is making these allegations against Peyton Manning,
you think
James
Peyton
Harrison,
snitched?
I don't know.
He ain't got nothing to lose.
But I think he's the NFL's poster boy. You can't come off winning a Super Bowl and get caught taking HGH.
Yeah, but you don't think he gave him a few names?
Have you seen James
Those
Harrison?
Are specific
have
names.
you seen James Harrison?
I've seen.
He's a beast.
Klay Thompson's a beast.
Would you rent him out?
No. And we live 5,000 miles apart.
My thing is, James Harris is what, 36, 37, 38, still wanting to play in the NFL.
That's Peyton Manning.
You don't think that dude? You don't think that dude's a little bit crazy?
I'm just saying, man. So
yeah, sorry,
no,
but I'm saying, that kind of makes me question the whole thing about it. And another one, the greatest thing I have about this, which just cracks me up all the time, is you remember when James Harrison wrote that note to the NFL and was like, hey, I'll interview with you, but you're coming to my house, and Roger Goodell has got to be there. And he still, he keeps reiterating that, hey, I'll interview by the 25th, but you got to have Roger Goodell come to my house.
Yeah, but how can you tell your boss that?
Hey,
okay,
that's where the NFL Player Association has to come up and step up, and they are paid to represent the players. Who pays DeMaurice Smith? It is the players. So he needs to step up. I mean, my thing is especially after the court came down on Roger Goodell's side with the Brady, the Deflategate.
Roger Goodell always wins.
This is my thing is he's got that power trip saying hey, I have ultimate power. I am the dictator, and
Castro.
Yeah, so he's bullying people into saying hey, the season starts and the first week in September. If you don't come and have an interview with us by the last week of August, you're not going to play. And that's bully tactics. That's what your older brother does to you.
True.
Well, that's that's not the right way to go about things. And that's where the NFL Players Association needs to step in, and they need to grow some cojones. Sorry. But wouldn't you ever hear about the NFL Players Association doing something for the players? When? When was the last time you hear about them?
I understand that. I got two views on this subject.
Okay.
I got two views on this subject. First, let's start with the views from Roger Goodell. I'm going to respect on the fact that the NFL is saying this. If we have any type of inkling that there's any performance enhancement drugs being used, we're going to put a stop to it right away, or we're going to question or investigate it. I dig that because, on one end it's do I care whether or not they take drugs? Kind of, because I want to feel like they're the people that work so hard to be so great that it's the ability and not an enhancement.
Yeah.
Secondly, I look at it at the same time too is Roger Goodell, they call it, what do they call it? Conduct detrimental.
Yeah.
Meaning that this gives Roger Goodell
ultimate,
full power on this issue to make these decisions. Mm-hmm. Roger Goodell, I will say, is football #1 on the planet.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, okay. Maybe enough planet, but USA, it dominates.
Okay, football is top 5 on the planet.
It's probably top 2.
Okay.
Yeah, well, basketball might be.
So, the person going out cutting these deals and making this money is Roger Goodell.
Yeah.
He works for the owners. They love him. He is doing, I would say, a phenomenal job on the business side of creating this brand that is bigger than life. It's the NFL. Yeah. It's almost like there's two people that can knock on your door and tell you to get down on the ground. The cops come down, get on the ground. We're the NFL, get on the ground. Yeah. It almost seems like they have that type of power.
Yeah.
But then, so on that side of the aspect, with that being said, excuse me, if you have nothing to hide, you hide nothing. Why not? I understand to fight the power and make them not give them too much power or whatever the case may be, but you chose to play this sport that half of us would love to switch places with you in. Why not just go there and explain that, no, you have nothing to do with it?
Can I...
Go ahead, interject if you have something really quick.
Please. Okay, so I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible because, number one, think about all the concussion protocols they had. They kept that away from the players at all. So whose best interest does Roger Goodell have in mind? The owners. He don't give a shit about the players. He wants to keep Excuse my language, but he's worried about who pays him, the owners. So he's going to look at their best interest before he looks at
Does your GM really care about you or care about
the owners?
What
exactly.
his boss says?
Exactly. So that's my number one thought. My number two thought was like even, so I think the NFL players get like 50% of the pay out of it. Like they split that. So think about the NFL Players Association. They're probably getting DeMar Smith makes $22+ million a year. So and what has he done? When was the last time you even heard that name? He's not doing nothing. And plus, how random is the testing? There's no the thing is there's no like bylaws to it. There's no a set system. They can show up and just be like, we're gonna test you, and there's no randomness to it. Think about the Pat McAfee. He just had the other day he had a 67.
There's a lot of jobs that you go to, and now when you get hired, you sign a paper that say we could fire you if we feel like it.
But that's the problem. There's no oversight. You gotta have some oversight. No matter where you go, you gotta have some oversight.
But that will bring you to my second point as far as the players. I feel like with them calling it the conduct detrimental, what can you do? They can honestly say if
it's like
if what's his name Tom Brady did a commercial for a certain speaking out, and they say they didn't like that commercial, and they pull it and say, Tom, you can't be a part of it. They can suspend him for that. Like where does it stop? I do understand that
it's a dictatorship. It's a dictatorship. You got one person speaking for the entire. The entire corporation.
But really, honestly,
and think about it. He's got more power now. Because his power was kind of waning with the whole Tom Brady incident. And you remember, like the court favored Tom Brady.
But what's happening is he whiffed on a few penalizing with the Ray Rice thing, and absolutely. You know what I'm saying, the Adrian Peterson thing. So now I feel like he's ramping up, like he's not gonna miss anything else. And this is really kind of, to me, performance enhancements are kind of big. So I feel like he's trying to tackle that problem because he can.
Yeah, but I feel like he's just. I feel like
you're kind of biased on the performance enhancement part. Am I wrong?
Bullying. I feel like if they come through, like it's the same thing. Like they had this established set of rules. I read the rules when it came to Le'Veon Bell. We talked about that where it was like if you change an address or change your cell phone number, you have to contact us. You have to contact the NFL. And Le'Veon Bell didn't do that. So I could see where they could say, you messed up, you're getting suspended. But when it comes to this, and how are you going to say, like, when you got one person making allegations against 5 people, and you say that the one person that you expunge everything, and you're like, oh, everything's clear, that person's retired, plus it's Peyton Manning. But the other people, you're like, I'm going to go after those guys.
But you choose to be a part of the organization. Yeah. Nah. Like, you choose that job. You choose it. Okay, time out. Maybe their agents are supposed to know all the rules. The players don't know all that.
No.
But to